Today I'm going to try to show a little bit about sharpening with the sharpening stone. Someone had asked how I sharpen when I'm scraping the reed. I think maybe I've shown you that I use a extra fine. Can you see that? Yeah. And this is a terrific stone because it's diamond coated. And I think in the past I've said when the knife is new, I like to use the water stones, but as the knife gets older, I prefer the diamonds because, you know, the blade gets a little heavy, takes a little longer, and this stone really works well. So what I'm going to show you, hopefully, is how I sharpen on this ceramic, which is a Spyderco. Let me just get rid of some cane here. Okay. And then I'll show you how I sharpen with the Spyderco, which is a hard ceramic, or the ultra fine. Excellent stone, really excellent. And you know, you don't need to use lubricant. It's dry, it's fine. Works very well. So now this knife is still fairly sharp, but I'll just show you. We'll just pan it over here. I do this quite often. I use this ceramic stone to do this, and I try to feel for the burr and then just lightly hone it, and that will bring my blade like really sharp. And so now the blade's super sharp because that combination I find with the diamond stone and the ceramic ultra fine is really a killer combination. You do need a super fine stone, there's no doubt, but it's I mean, this knife is really sharp. And you know, that makes your life a little easier, makes things go by faster, you get the cane off quicker, you know, because time is valuable. Everyone's time is valuable, and the less time you got to spend doing this, the better. And so that's all I do. Now, when the knife is honed, you know, it usually doesn't take a lot to get it to sharpen with the ceramic. Really doesn't take much time. But you'll hear me sometimes when I'm working on reeds desperately trying to find that edge on the ceramic. I'm filming with a different camera because someone in the family, and I'm not going to say who, dropped the camera that I was using, which was excellent, and the new one that we got, I can't shoot macro with it. I don't know why, but this one seems to look good. The quality is 1080 by HD quality, and that's where we should be at in this day and age. Yeah, this is just a rough, you know, starting off of the reed, and I probably showed you this a dozen times, but rattles a lot, makes a lot of noise. It needs to be soaked. I use two knives when I'm working on reeds, and this is a the Swiss RDG Swiss. Look at that. I mean, it's like a bulldozer. It really is. And when that's sharp, it just plows through the top layers, the shell and the bark, and you know, you don't have to worry about messing up this knife. Or this one was an old Vitry, which I also really like. I miss those knives. You can still get copies of them. It was a great knife. Vitry was a French surgical company that made oboe reed knives. For some reason they went out of business, unfortunately. So, but when I finish the reed, I'll use the Landwell because it is a little bit more feeling, you know. Now you're going to hear me with this, sharpening this Landwell over here, and let's see if I can stay along the sides here. And this may be a little long. Now I'm just scraping the sides of the reed. Flip it over and see what we can do here. Okay. Just stay along the sides. And this is after I've already got it to crow, C, and I remove most of the stuff from the tip, and I'm just trying to finish the tip and the rest of it. I just start with the tip, try to get it close. Okay, let's see what it sounds like. Now that's pretty close. Now you can see that there's still a lot of bark on this thing. You know? I mean, look at all that. Lots of bark. I'm going to go back to the V-tree, and I'm going to remove this bark and stay within the channels. And I'll go back. I usually go back 5 millimeters from the thread. I know many reed makers go all the way to the thread. I would avoid doing that because you're really getting rid of the strength of the reed, the strength that holds it together. You need that foundation. And if you go all the way back to the thread, yeah, there's things you can accomplish by doing that, but there's also some other elements that you'll introduce. So if you can avoid it, and it's not necessary to go all the way to the thread. You can get the reed to do what it needs to do by staying about 5 millimeters. And if I were to measure this, it would be about 5 millimeters, but I'm not going to measure it. Okay, so now you heard how that crow dropped, right? So I need to clip it, get it up to pitch. And that's almost a C. That's close to a C. Someone asked, how do you know it's a C without a tuner? Well, when you do this sort of thing for 30-something years, you get to know what a C sounds like. Alright, so I'm going over here, and we're going to show you what I do when I'm sharpening the knife. Basically, it's really, they're tiny circles usually I do, because I find that if I try to do a straight motion, I don't have as much control as a tiny circle, and maybe I'll finish lightly. You know, the burr is microscopic. I mean, it's really tiny. You want to be delicate with that. Well, it's not the way I like it, so I'm going to go back and lift the knife up a little more to find it in there. That's got me a better burr. And remember, that's what we're looking for when we make reeds. We're looking for a burr, not razor kind of sharpening, but we need that burr to remove the cane. And the burr's gone. And you know, I'll repeatedly go back to the stone to see if I can't find it. Now, if I really lost it, I will re-hone the knife with the diamond stone. Oh, there we go. Sometimes you gotta search on the blade for where it's sharp too. Especially if the blade's a little curved. You know, and that's good right there. So let's see. Alright, so just need to clip it a little more at the back, finish the tip some more, and we'll have a good reed. And I do stay away from the middle so long as I know that it's vibrating okay, because you know that kind of established that at the beginning so that I don't have to scrape down the middle too much, because that can really mess it up. It is a little heavy, so we're going to take down the channels. Avoid the center of the heart if you can. And this cane is a little strong. This is a different batch of cane. It's a little stronger, so I need to take a little bit more off in certain places. And once again, over here. And that's what I do. Keep the knife sharp. It's much better, but it's flat. We gotta get it up there, get that pitch up. It's real important. That's not much to see. I can live with that. The reed works. Sounds a little European, but I can fix that. So let me go over here again so you can see. Basically, before I start working on the tip, that's all I do. Very light. And there's nothing extraordinary about it. It's just trying to maintain that burr. And you got to get a feel for it, you know, where it is on the knife. And if you lift the knife too high, you're going to feel that. You know, you're going to feel that. It's going to be like, whoa, wait a minute, that's not right. And if it's not too low, if your knife, the angle of your knife is too low, well, you're just not going to be taking anything off. So you're going to feel that too. It's just going to be spinning your wheels, basically. You know, so you want to get it in between there, where you can feel that burr and hopefully get it where it needs to be. Do a little here. Whoa, easy, easy, easy. Oh, that's better. Okay. Yeah, it looks okay. You know, if you look at it. Let's play it again. So yeah, it plays. It's that microscopic edge right at the top of the knife, at the top of the edge there, which I know you're probably having trouble seeing. You see that tiny little edge there at the very top? That is the burr. That's what does the cutting.